What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Devil May Cry Peak Combat, a game that I was lucky enough to get on the closed beta version of, which means that the game is not officially released. Now, I don't know the exact date when the game is going to get released, but I love it when companies do these closed beta tests because it gives players the ability to be able to give feedback on the game, what needs to improve, so that way the game can be successful. Now, first of all, guys, right out of the gate, if you're a fan of Devil May Cry, then you're probably going to love this version of the game because it represents and is completely reminiscent of all the old Devil May Cry games. Now, I'm somebody that played all of the games except for the very last one. So when I play this, the nostalgia is real. It's really awesome to play it. And every game mode, every split screen, the music, the sound effects, everything just reminds you of the original Devil May Cry, which is fantastic. And the UI is actually fairly simple to go through. There's not too much at all. You have your shop here, which you can come into and where you can make some purchases, right? I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video, guys, but that's pretty cool, right? You have all these little things here. Now, this icon here actually takes you to some game modes that you can play every day to get resources, to get experience for your story, because you need to level up your story a certain amount. For example, right now, my office needs to go up to 42. This is your office, right? And so whenever you get your characters up to level 42, right now mine are at level 39, then I can move up in the story and gain a bunch of good resources. And something that I've noticed, guys, in the game is you level up your character by getting shards, right? Or devil shards, if we want to call them that. And every story will give you more and more shards, which is fantastic to level up your characters. That is actually really, really good, especially for free to play players. And I like that they do that. They're going to give you a bunch of these gems, and these gems are the currency that you're going to use in the gacha system in the game, which we will talk about here in a little bit, right? You have your missions, right, where you can claim a whole bunch of goodies like experience. You have the orbs like in the old original Devil May Cry game, which is fantastic. They have a mileage reward where you're going to gain a certain amount of rewards, which is fantastic. These are used to level up your characters. All of these items right here, right? I mean, it's really, really great. You also have a pass like what we see in a lot of games where, you know, you can spend money on a pass if you want to advance yourself even further, right? Like this pass, like this is 10 weapon tickets right here is what this actually is for $20. All right, you get 1,000 of these diamonds, right? It's actually not a bad deal at all, in all honesty, as far as, you know, the purchases that you can make in the game. And then you have the events that you can play. There's all kinds of things that you can do in here, guys, like so many different game modes, which is pretty fantastic, right? Then you go over to the gift shop here, right? And this is where, you know, you can buy certain deals. This currency right here, these devil gems, right? These are what you can use to buy more of these gems. And you can use these gems to actually buy tickets for your gacha. I know I'm kind of running over some things kind of quickly because I don't really want to make the video too long, but right in this icon here is where you can actually look at your characters. And yeah, they start you off with quite a few characters, guys. Like you'll start off with this Devil Hunter Dante right here. Then they're also going to give you Lady, which is pretty damn nice, guys. And they're also going to give you this version of Virgil for free. These are the characters that you're going to start off the game with, right? And the way it works, guys, in the game is you have A rank, then you have S rank, then you have, you know, S plus, and so on and so on and so on. So if I click on this A right here, you have A, then you have S and S plus, double S plus, and then triple S to level up a character completely. And the way that you level up is by these shards, like I mentioned earlier, right? And every time you level a character up, like say from A to S, you won't need as many shards. So you'll need more and more shards as you level them up, just like another gacha, similar to like a PGR, right? So if I hit rank up here, right? There we go. We're using 2 shards, right? So we use 2 shards. We keep using 2 shards. And then, right, we can go to a higher level. And then boom, we're at S rank, right? And it took 2 shards a pop to be able to do that. Now, it's going to take 10 shards a pop to do that, to go to S plus. And it's going to go higher and higher as you pull up. Now, that's a lot of pulls, and that's a lot of gacha, to be fully transparent with you guys. But According to what the devs are saying about this game, is they want to make it a very balanced game. They don't want to make it to where whales have just such a huge upper hand in PvP or in PvE that the free to play players feel left out. They want to make it very balanced and they want to make it a very skill based game. And I can tell you from the experience that I've had so far, there definitely is quite a bit of skill in the game as far as gameplay and as far as in PvP, which is really, really awesome. And I can also tell you guys that so far, I haven't spent one dime in the game. I can if I want to, but I haven't yet because I want to see how far you could go with just being free to play, just going through the story mode, just leveling up your characters. And right now, like I said, I'm on level 39. I've gotten all these characters in here, right? I got this Ronin, which is a legendary hunter, which is the cream of the crop characters, guys. I also was able to get all these other characters, right? Which is pretty cool. Lightning Virgil here, this other version of Lady, right? You have certain elements, right? Where you have fire, right? You have lightning, you have, physical, like all kinds of different elements, which is going to give you advantage against certain opponents and certain types. And you also have certain types of fighters that have advantage against certain types of monsters as well. So there's a lot that comes into play in the combat as far as using your characters, which is phenomenal. You can also level up their weapons, right? They have a nice little weapon leveling up system here where you can get weapons and you can actually, change your weapon in mid combat. Now, this is something that's different from the original Devil May Cry game. Whereas in the original Devil May Cry game, you could switch your weapons in mid combat when you're actually fighting. Whereas in this game, you can switch your characters in mid combat, but you can't really switch your weapons. The way it works in this game is you have specific characters with specific types of weapons that you're pulling for. Some characters will use swords, some characters will use guns, some characters will use like the gloves, and so on, right? So you're going to have to get certain characters to have certain effects on them in order to do better in other game modes. But you can level up the weapon by, having copies of the weapon, which is nice. So right now, guys, we have a copy of this weapon, right? And if I hit confirm, right, and I hit rank up, then I level this thing up to level 2, which is pretty damn phenomenal, right? And then I can level up even more with these resources here and jack it up to level 30. And then I can enhance it beyond that if I really want to, right? Which I probably will end up doing. Obviously, I'm just kind of showing you guys, just kind of giving you a brief overview. And then you have a card system also where you can equip certain cards on your characters to give them more attack, to decrease damage, all kinds of little effects. You have 4 slots on the characters, and this is pretty nice, man. I mean, it's a nice intuitive system. And then you can also level up their skills. You can level up their primary attack, their secondary attack, their evasions. You can level up their QTE or quick time events, which is very, very important in this game. Their style skill, which does a really, really cool skill from them. Their ultimate, which is pretty phenomenal for some of these characters, especially legendary Roland. Really one of my favorites. And just really, really cool. Right. And another thing, about this game is the fact that when you are leveling up characters, guys, I know I kind of jumping back and forth, but when you are leveling up characters, you are going to be using like orbs, right? So that's actually really cool. So like when I click awaken here, you can level up the character and awaken them even further. And I can actually gain an HP bump from him, right? That's pretty cool, right? It's a nice little system to level up your characters, and it seems fairly free to play for the most part. Now, when it comes to the gacha, you would click on over the top right-hand corner here, and this is where I have a bit of a critique about the game. So in this particular gacha here, Legendary Hunter, guys, is the cream of the crop. Those are the characters that you're really looking to get as far as, what you want, right? Now, they're not showing them in here. So let me click on the next one here. So Legendary Roland's where I've been pulling. Now, I've already went to the pity once on this thing. And the way the pity system works in this particular banner right here is that after 70 summons, you have a 50-50 chance of getting this guy right here, the limited character in the banner, right? And if you don't get the character, well, then 70 more summons, which is 140 summons in total, you will get the character. Now, I got actually pretty lucky, and I actually got this character twice. But if you don't get the character on the 50-50 summons, you actually will get one of these characters right here, which are legendary hunters. And if you do end up not getting, say Ronin in the 50-50 chance, and you get one of these characters again, 70 more pulls, then you'll get Ronin guaranteed. And you can see the rates, guys. There's a 1% chance rate on the character, which is actually better than a lot of gotchas. It's actually really, really good. So considering that I've been free to play so far, I haven't spent any money at all. I've went completely to one pity. In fact, I've done 93 summons so far. So, and they're also giving a summon rebate in here where you get a rebate on your summons. So once I do 100 summons, I'll get 5 summons in return. Once I do 150 summons, I'll get 5 more summons in return, and so on and so on and so on. So that's actually a really good deal that they're doing that. And my critique about the gacha is kind of speculative at this point because I really don't know how many gems I can farm every single week. How many of these gems will I get every single week? How often can I buy 10 summon tickets to be able to do this? So I'm not really sure how free to play it exactly is. And remember, this is a closed beta test. This is not finalized, right? They're making changes. They're trying to get feedback from us players to figure out what is the best route for them to go, because they want to make it available to all the players out there, all the different types of players, whether you're a whale, whether you're free to play. So always do keep that in mind, guys, especially when you're seeing these closed beta reviews. Imperial Guard, guys, whenever you do summons in here, you'll have a chance of getting, any one of these characters, right? Which is pretty nice, right? And you have a 1% chance in here. I mean, I opted to go for the limited banner for Ronin, because that's the character I really, really wanted, which is pretty cool. And then you have legendary weapons, which actually use a different type of tickets. You'll notice, guys, that all these first 3 banners use the same type of tickets, right? And the weapon banner actually use a different type of ticket. Now, you can get weapons from these other banners as well, but getting a legendary weapon will make a big difference for your characters. Now, we also have the menu where it's pretty straightforward, guys. You click on hunters, go into your characters, you can go into the shop, buy whatever you want. And then they also have some other little things like dispatch, where you can actually collect rewards just by playing a dispatch, which is nice, right? So this is pretty damn cool. So when I click on here, you'll see that I'll get some orbs, right? And this is straight up Devil May Cry, right? You use these orbs to level up your characters, right? And when I click back on here, I can, send some heroes, right? Put a couple heroes. And this is why having multiple heroes on your account is going to make a difference, because you'll be able to do more of these dispatches to where you can get more rewards every single day. You guys can see that there is a countdown on this thing, right? If they show you how long it takes, it's going to take 6 hours to be able to do this, to get you certain rewards every single day, right? Now, as far as like the characters and how you play them, you have your directional over here. You have their dodge right here. You have your jump right here. Here's the dodge. You have your basic attacks, right? And then you have your special skill, which I actually can't really do right now because I need to be in combat. And then you have your QTE characters where you can switch them in, right? So I can switch in Lady right here, right? We can do her dodge. We can do her basic attack. We can do her jump, basic attack. And you guys will notice it's definitely Devil May Cry best. Like we bring in Ronin here, right? We can do his basic attacks. And this guy is just insane, guys. Just insane character, man. Really love playing him. Super, super fun. So if I jump in here and we go into gameplay, and we go to events, this is where we can do, certain kinds of events and play every day, right? We can come in here, we can challenge this boss, and you can actually farm for shards every day for certain types of characters. And your stamina is your pizza. Now, they've been giving a huge abundance of this so far. In the total of 11 hours that I've been playing, I have gotten so much of this, which is pretty phenomenal, guys. And they've been giving these little pizza boxes every day where you can actually gain more stamina also, which has been very, very helpful, right? So it's actually really, really cool that this is available. I mean, look, I can even farm for Legendary Ronin, which is a limited character from the game. So if I come in here, guys, and you can also farm for gems. So I'll go to my select team here, right? Hit fight, right? That I've already saved up. And let me see what's up here. Now, I probably should have looked at the advantage that this boss has, but I just want to show you guys a quick little run or a quick little bit of gameplay. Now, another critique that I have about the game is that, whoops. Okay. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. And being able to play well, guys, and using your characters really will help. Okay, we're going to go back to her. All right, now here we go. And we're murdering, we're murdering, murdering. The other thing, guys, is just like in Devil May Cry, you have your rate system as well. And the higher rate you get, which the triple S would be the best. I mean, I didn't do that well, but I just did get 100 gems. You guys can't see because my face is in the way, but you see those 100 gems right there, right? Which is pretty nice. And I just got one shard for my boy, which is pretty damn awesome. By the way, I do apologize for the little mapping here, guys. I didn't actually turn that off or make them invisible, but I can farm for more shards, right? And this is pretty damn cool to be able to farm for shards for your characters, to be able to level them up. That's very free to play, and I'm loving it. Now, you're going to have to level your characters more and more and more, because as you farm for higher amounts of shards, the opponents do get more difficult, but it's still really, really awesome that they made this available. But you see, guys, that this actually goes up to extreme where maybe it gets more difficult, but you're going to be able to maybe farm for more shards. And this is really, really good. I mean, honestly, being able to farm for shards for characters is nice. That really, really helps the players tremendously. You have a lot of other game modes that I can go into detail about, but I'm not really going to today because the video is already long enough as it is. But really, the game, guys, just shows a lot of love and heart regarding Devil May Cry. All the detail they put into this game is really astronomical. It really is amazing. And, you know, really my critiques, guys, is maybe about the gacha system. I do think that maybe the gacha system does need to be improved, but I'm not really sure about how many gems you got to farm. You can farm every single week and how much gacha you can actually do. And the combat system honestly feels a little clunky, a little sluggish right now at this point. But to be fair, this is a closed beta test, and I'm playing on LD Player Emulator. Now, I don't even know if this is the most optimal emulator to play the game on. So also do keep that in mind. There's also co-op in the game mode where you can actually play some PvP, which is actually pretty damn fun in itself. So all in all, guys, like, I'm really loving this game. I'm having a tremendous amount of fun, but I am a Devil May Cry fan. I do love this IP, this franchise. I was playing this game long ago, and it really paved the way for players like me to play other games of its typing. So let me know what you guys think about Devil May Cry Peak Combat, and if there's anything else you'd like to know about the game. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. G2+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.